Things just picked up so fast for the Dallas Cowboys with this new draft report coming out, talking about the latest details behind the Cowboys' plans and why there's one plan in particular that Jerry Jones is falling in love with. We talk about the latest details in the NFL draft process, the trade that is most likely to happen, and everything that you need to know about the Dallas Cowboys now just 10 days away from the NFL draft here today on Cowboys Digest. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I hope you're having a great day wherever you guys might be. Hey, if you're looking for draft updates, live draft here 10 days away, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free to do so. Plus, daily Cowboys content all throughout the year. But we got some new reports and some old reports, but combining them together is the best part, and that's exactly what we're going to do here today. Let's start first, though, by talking about the Dallas Cowboys and, of course, Jerry Jones's plan heading into the 2026 NFL draft. I think as we get closer and closer, we know that a draft trade is becoming the most likely scenario / something the Cowboys actually really want to do. But what exactly do they think about when looking at the board and who they would trade with, what they would do? Well, there's a lot of different discussions going on. As I mentioned in prior videos, the most likely trade-up options, at least team-wise, are probably the Arizona Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns. Well, Dane Bugler, the Athletics NFL Draft Insider, had some interesting information come out just a couple of days ago, and he broke down the Cowboys and kind of their most likely draft scenario as we process into the 2026 NFL Draft. Before we get too far into today's show, I want to let you know it is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the best way to get in on the action. And if you use code DIGEST with the link in the description, you're going to play $5 and get $50 instantly in lineups on Prize Picks. I play it every day, guys. It's one of the most fun things to do with sports. They have NBA, they have NHL, they have MLB, they've got NFL season-long picks right now. Lots of stuff to check out, and heck, go down there, click that link in the description, use code DIGEST when you sign up for an account. It helps us out. It's going to help you out as well. I've got some picks for you later on in the show that we'll get to you, but let's continue on and talk about what Dane Bugler said about the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to the upcoming draft and kind of what he sees. Here is the official quote from his article. "They're going to be tempted to move up. Right now, the Cowboys don't have a player they feel comfortable wearing that green dot. Sonny Styles would be perfect for that on Christian Parker's defense." Now, I'm going to contend that we probably would be comfortable with DeMarvion Overshown at this point wearing the green dot. I know it's not something that we would want to push him towards just because it's been injury-ridden seasons a couple times, and obviously you've seen him in his prime, but you haven't seen the full extent of it, and so I would like to say that Christian Parker would be comfortable with it, but I do understand kind of the point and the concept here that Bugler is making, and that's where Sonny Styles comes in. It's a really, really good fit, and I can see exactly why the Dallas Cowboys would 100% be interested in that draft pick. And on top of which, an inside linebacker is a fit. Forget wearing the green dot, forget all that. You need an inside linebacker. We can go on and on about this for as long as time will tell here on the Cowboys Digest channel, because we have. And Sonny Styles fixes that problem lickety-split. It's very, very quick to kind of see exactly how Sonny Styles steps in, makes a difference, and ultimately, I'm not going to say fixes your defense, but it definitely puts it to a point where you feel very confident in this team, in this defense with Christian Parker, as opposed to what you felt maybe not even a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, before NFL free agency. I mean, you think about the additions they've made with Thomson and Durant in the secondary alongside Rashawn Gary, Otito Ogbonnia replacing Osa Digizua. There's options galore that you have added on the defensive side that you feel confident with, but that inside linebacker spot, which, again, was a point of contention last year when you thought you had the guys you needed, this year, it's just even more prevalent about what you have to get done in the NFL draft or in a trade or a free agency, whatever it might be. But like I said, it's very easy to see why Sonny Styles would be the perfect fit. Now, what exactly does that entail for a draft trade? Because he's not going to be there at 12. Odds are he might not be there at even 7 or 8. And so, well, the Browns are 6, and that's exactly kind of where we go here. Bugler didn't just say Dallas could attempt to trade up, but he also identified a team that could be a willing trade partner, saying the Browns are always willing to move back. Cleveland traded back in the 2025 NFL Draft and has a history of being active on draft day. Now, I mentioned that the odds-on favorite are probably the Browns or the Cardinals. Right now, the Browns have pick 6, and you would be moving up 6 slots, basically jumping up to that draft pick. That's where the price tag comes in, And for the Cowboys, I think they would love to do that. But the Browns have to be willing to give a fair deal in this. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys get 6-24, because that would just probably be a little bit too much, where the Cowboys move up 6 and then the Browns move up 4 technically. Like, it's just not going to be working that way. However, the Cowboys currently do not have a second-round pick, and the Browns do, and that's where the trade really comes to fruition. Most likely, if a trade comes through with the Browns and the Cowboys, this is what I see happening. The Cowboys would receive a round 1, pick number 6 from the Browns, and a round 2, pick number 39. The Browns would receive both of the Cowboys' first-round picks at number 12 and number 20. Now, this is a lot to give up. You're going from 2 first-round picks to 1 and popping yourself back into the second round. Even though it's early second round, it's a lot to kind of digest and think about. But if you get Sonny Styles, that really does feel like what you needed in the first round. Now, I can talk about Mansour Lane or Caleb Downs, and those guys are great, and I would love to have them. But in terms of positional needs, what you need most on the football field right now, it's an inside linebacker, and Sonny Styles fills that hole perfectly. The question is, 1, are the Browns willing to give you that second-round pick? 2, are the Cowboys willing to give up their 2 first-round picks for 1, knowing that they'll most likely get Sonny Styles? And 3, this is probably a draft day trade. Why? Because you don't know if Sonny's going to be available at number 6. He might be, and maybe the conversation is here right now, talking to the Browns, saying, hey, we like that pick number 6. How do y'all feel about this type of trade? We would obviously want to wait till draft day, because in that case scenario, if Sonny's gone at 5, you just made the trade for nothing if you don't do it either on the draft day. Obviously, it kind of makes no sense at that point. So I am going to ask you the question of, would you accept this trade? Is this something you would like to see the Cowboys do? If you would, then type Y for yes. If you would not, then type in for no. I think this is a good trade if Sonny Styles is there. I'm not making it pre-draft day. I'm not making it pre-5 picks into the draft. I want to see that Styles is there. And in that case, I do like the trade. I think it's a really good one. It fixes a very, very big hole. I'm going to be honest, it's a big hole without the inside linebacker spot really filled up. Overshown is great. I'm not trying to diminish his value. I really do like him. But he has had some injury history, and behind him, it's Shamar James, a 5th-round rookie, and Justin Barron, a UDFA. You've got to kind of figure out what the options are in between there, and Sonny Styles does a lot for me and a lot for this team as well. Now, in terms of what we can see from Sonny, he was an absolute beast at the NFL Combine. He had a 91 production score, a 94 athleticism score with a total of 95. This ranked him first amongst all linebackers, and yet Arvell Reese is still going to go ahead of him. I think that might be a little bit just because of age factor and certain styles of play. But at 6'5", 244, pairing him up with Agent Zero would be an absolute dream in Dallas. And if you think about the next 2 or 3 years of Sonny Styles and DeMarvion Overshown sitting side by side in the linebacker room for the Cowboys, and if they're healthy, that's going to be dangerous. Dangerous. As for his stats at Ohio State, we know what he's been capable of. Obviously, the sacks are something that you like from the previous year in 24. You like the way he was able to defend the pass this year in 25. His PFF scores are really solid. Had an interception this season as well. There's not much to dislike about Sonny Styles. And ultimately it becomes, well, is the selection there at 6? Does this trade make sense in terms of what you are actively trying to figure out on your defensive side? Slash, is there something you want to fill on the offensive side? I mean, it's not out of the question. The Cowboys want to see what's there in the offensive side as well. Speaking about seeing what's there, you should see what's there on Prize Picks, guys. I've got 3 picks for you here with Davion Mitchell, Baylor guy. He's in the play-in tournament with the Heat, and he's going to take the more here. I'm going to take the more on his 8.5 points. Con Knipple, not going to win Rookie of the Year, Cooper Flagwell, but I'm going to take the more on his 17.5 points. And I'm also going to take the more on Tyler Hero alongside with Davion Mitchell on the Heat for 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Go check out Prize Picks today by using code DIGEST, and of course, play $5 to get $50 instantly. Link in the description. Now, as for the Cowboys' likelihood of making a trade, as the days go by and the rumor mill keeps turning and burning, I really do think the trade is going to happen. Now, whether that means they're going to trade up in the draft or trade back in the draft is the real question. I think that's something that we could probably sit here and discuss for a little bit, because there's part of me that says that they want to move up because they want to get a Reuben Bain, a Caleb Downs, a Sonny Styles, Mansour Lane, like something of that nature if they know that they don't believe that it's going to be there at 12. But also, if they get somebody good at 12, Mansour, Caleb, whatever it might be at 12, And 20, you get there and C.J. Allen's gone and Jermon McCoy's gone. If you get Caleb Downs, I think I might see them trading back and get somebody in the second round, maybe even trading back in the first round, pick 30 or whatever, and jump into the second round as well. There's options galore. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong decision when it comes to looking at the selection process, the draft order, and the way that you have. You've got 2 first-round picks. We're very excited. I think the Cowboys are very excited, and obviously this is going to be a pivotal draft for the Cowboys' future. They've got to make the right selections, and if that ends up being this trade where they go and they get number 6 overall and they move back in the second round, I'm very, very happy with that. If it ends up not being that's okay as well. We'll keep you updated, though, with everything we do know on the NFL draft order. Again, 10 days away from the 2026 NFL draft. So, again, make sure you stay tuned all week and a half long while we get you the updates. And while you're here, again, hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free to do so. Shorts, videos, live streams, we've got it all covered. And we appreciate you watching. For now, though, guys, peace out.